and I am going to talk about the steps of going solar for a home or business. If you don't understand each one of the steps in detail, you will get lost and not be able to understand, and your mind will get all entangled and not understand anything that's going on. So that's why I'm going to explain the 6 easy steps. All right, first step, pick option. In Washington, D.C., where I'm located, there are essentially 3 options to go solar. You weigh the cons of each one of those, and depending on what suits you and the best option for you or your family, you go with that. This is your first step, right? Figure it out. So sometimes this will take a couple hours, sometimes this will take a couple weeks, but you got to figure out which option you want. There's pros and cons to both of them, or any of the options that are out there for you. There's pros and cons to them. So you got to weigh each one and make your pick. Either one's going to be better than what you're currently doing with just paying your utility bill each month. So pick your option. Don't stress about it too much, but it is a big decision. So just decide which one you want. Then after that, you have a site survey. So that's the second. So site survey process. During this process, solar company will collect a bunch of information about your house, look at your main panel, service panel, your roof type, measure your rafters and your ceilings. All of this information is super important because it goes over to the engineering phase. So after your site survey is complete, then you move into the permitting and engineering phase. The site survey information that's collected goes to an engineer. That engineer will review everything and make sure the house is going to be okay for solar. And if so, then they move forward with your site plan and your engineering plan needed for your permit. Once that's finished, then we submit building permits and what's called an interconnection. So the building permit typically goes to your jurisdiction, city, county, whatever your jurisdiction is there. Then your interconnection goes to your utility. Your interconnection application is essentially an application that notifies your electric company that you are going solar and also lets them know that you will need a net meter. Once that's complete, which sometimes can take a week, sometimes 3 weeks, 4 weeks, sometimes 5 weeks. It just depends on how fast the permits are being approved. And really just the time of the year. Is the permit office swamped? What's the status of all the applications? It's hard to know exactly what's going on, but typically there's a range of whenever they approve those. So once your system is approved for installation, then your installation day happens. So installation day typically takes 1 to 2 days to do, depending on the size of it and then complexity of your installation. But usually it just takes like 1 day to complete. After installation, you go to inspection. So an inspector will come out, make sure your system is installed properly, and to see if the permit was carried out. So if everything checks out, then that inspection coordinator will approve it. Then you move into the final stage, and that's PTO, permission to operate. After inspection, it usually takes anywhere from a week, sometimes to a few months to get this approved. Whenever I first started, a really, really long time ago, 5 years ago, applications sometimes took 6 months to approve. And if you are in an area where solar is new, sometimes it'll take that long. But regardless, they will come out and change your meter to the solar meter, and then you can turn it on. So that's a really fun day. And